Welcome to another episode of the Buffalo Review TV. I'm Greg Garrett.
And I'm Nikita Singh. On today's show, we'll be discussing the Urban Teacher Academy opportunity, Buffalo State softball team doubleheader conference, and more.
Now, from the campus of SUNY Buffalo State, news and information for Buffalo and the surrounding communities, it's the Buffalo Review TV, produced by Stripes Media.
The state of New York has been introduced to the new plan of free tuition starting next school year. New York is the first to make tuition free at 2- and 4-year colleges. Families who make more than $100,000 a year are eligible for the free tuition plan. The income gap will increase to $125,000 in 2019. Citizens of all ages are allowed to enroll and must be enrolled full-time, taking 30 credits a year. Students can see lower costs for textbooks and college resources next year.
It may be time to face your fears. The United Students Government is hosting a Fear Factor event today at 6 p.m. in the Social Hall. USG will be collaborating with the Brothers of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated to host their very first Fear Factor event, Fright Edition. Students will be able to sign up to secure a slot to participate in the events. There will be slots open for students who are signed up for the event. There will be 5 rounds for a total of 10 contestants. The winner will receive free tickets to Show Like an Iota, Opulence, a Springfest ticket along with a t-shirt, and their very own block party. April is the month that brings awareness to sexual assault, and Buffalo State recognizes this as it brought awareness to our campus. Today, Buffalo State hosted a sexual awareness workshop in honor of supporting Sexual Awareness Month. There was a workshop held to help spread knowledge on the topic. Weigel Health Promotions and Crisis Services joined together to talk about the differences between healthy and unhealthy relationships. Also, Crisis Services were able, after the presentation, if anyone needed assistance. This workshop was open to all who felt the need or wanted to attend.
On April 3rd, the city of Buffalo welcomed back Ready Bikes for the spring and summer season. The bikes are located throughout the west side of Buffalo and parts of Amherst. The bikes will allow people in the area to get their destination quicker. There are a total of 68 racks and over 200 bicycles throughout the area. In the month, Ready Bike Shares will be providing a special promotion that will be only $27.50 for an annual bike pass. The amount for monthly passes is $8.50. For more information, you can visit readybikeshare.com. The Urban Teacher Academy provides an opportunity for a group of students at McKinley High School to take college-level courses. Jess Frieda has more on the story.
Buffalo State College and Buffalo Public Schools are about to start a program to get high school students a first-hand look at what it's like to be in the education field. Here's more on the story.
Students at McKinley High School will have the chance to dive into the college experience through the Urban Teacher Academy program. Buffalo State College and Buffalo Public Schools have teamed together to allow high school students who are interested in the education profession to gain field and classroom experiences, which can ultimately land them a spot in Buffalo State's teaching program.
Well, I, along with a team of other people, went to Buffalo Public Schools, and we know that there's a teacher shortage. And all the research shows that students who are in urban settings, if they have teachers who look like them, are more likely to be successful and graduate from high school. And so we know that there's a need out there, and Buffalo State is known for their teacher education programs. And so I've been working on similar type of programs for years, and future teachers clubs and things like that, but they never were sustainable. And so I really thought we need a program that's going to be sustainable with Buffalo Public Schools. So I went to them, again, along with a team of other people, and approached the superintendent and said, we need this type of program. He's very aware of the needs of his urban district as well. And so knowing our reputation for teacher education, Buffalo Public Schools needs, so it made sense to come together as a team to collaborate on this program.
Prospective students will be able to participate for all 4 years of their high school careers, gaining exposure to the teaching field with students from kindergarten through 12th grade. Once completed, students will be automatically accepted into Buffalo State College with 12 credits under their belt.
As the superintendent said during the press conference, we want to make sure that those are students who are interested in teacher education. So we don't want kids to just kind of fall into the program. We want it to be deliberate for the students to say, you know what, I'm really interested. I think I want to be a teacher, to participate in this program. So we're going to work closely with with them. We think that we have a very well-written program and one that's exciting to get, the students interested and excited in teacher education. So we think as long as we work closely with everybody, there's no reason for it not to be successful.
I'm Jess Frieda, and this is the Buffalo Review.
Runway 10, hosted by Buffalo State's very own Fashion and Textile Department. The show will be highlighting the best work of students and alumni designers during the Professional Runway Fashion Show. This is a chance for the public to view the work the students in these departments produce throughout the year. The fashion show will be held on April 22nd in the Houston Gym, located on the Buffalo State campus. Tickets are $10 online, $15 the day of the show, and $100 for VIP tickets. All proceeds go to the Fashion and Textile Technology Scholarship Fund. The event is open to everyone.
Come out and embrace the culture with the African American Student Organization, as they will be hosting their annual Mr. and Mrs. Mahogany pageant on Thursday, April 20th in the Social Hall. Performers will stand before you and express their culture in their own unique way. Doors will open at 6 p.m. and the show will start at 6:30 p.m. The tickets are currently on sale at the Rockwell Hall. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is seeking members and are interested in joining their executive board. There are 6 positions available. If you are interested in being a part of this year's elections, send an email to bscnaacp@gmail.com. On April 20th, Diaspora and West African Drummer Assembly will be held in the Simonelli Recital Hall at Rockwell Hall. The performance is free for students and $10 for general admission. Doors will be open. Free parking for the event will be in the general campus lot surrounding Rockwell Hall.
Buffalo State's softball team plays a doubleheader conference game this month. Khalid Terrell has more on the story.
The team is 7-15 in the season with 8 games left in the season, currently riding a 3-game win streak. They are currently 6th in the SUNY ASC.
Despite some early struggles due to injury, starting with an 0-5 record this season, the team has been able to make strides and currently hold a 7-15 record with 8 games left in the season. Coach Maurice C. Curran is confident they will make yet another playoff appearance.
I think getting healthy was when it clicked. We knew how talented we were. We did really well in Virginia. Had some great games. The Calvin game in Florida was a tremendous win for us. They're a very, very good softball program. And then we got hurt. I'm going to be a little arrogant and say I'm quite confident we're going to make it. And that's the way I think you should be as a coach. You should always think you're going to accomplish your goals, and our goal is always to get back.
With the help of powerhouse hitter senior Laura Crooks, who currently leads the team in batting averages, runs scored, hits, stolen bases, and at-bats, and the all-star pitcher and sophomore Allie Block with 64 strikeouts this season so far, the team plans on making a strong playoff appearance.
My job on the team is to get on base. I'm not really an RBI hitter, I just get on. So I allow the rest of my team to hit me in. So that allows us to win more games.
Trying my best, giving 100%. I know my team's going to help me behind me no matter what. They're awesome. So I know they're a big part of why my ERA is so low and why I get so many strikeouts, because I have faith in them behind me.
Just the team. Being on a team is probably the best thing anyone could ever have. Having that bond with people and not being a part of something like that anymore is going to be the hardest part.
Again, I shouldn't be doing my job if I didn't think we could. We have some really high caliber recruits coming in, some rumors of some quality transfers coming back home. That's really exciting. We're going to miss Laura Crooks tremendously. I don't even want to think about her graduating yet. And Morgan is, because of being in the police academy right now, hasn't been around as much as she's been in the past, but she's another quality player for us. So we only have to replace 2 starters, and that's a lot better than this current team had to replace 6. So it's a big difference.
The team begins its end-of-the-season stretch with a doubleheader against Ithaca, with playoffs just around the corner. I am Khalid Terrell, and this is the Buffalo Review.
Caribbean Students Organization is hosting their annual concert here on the Buffalo State campus. This year, they secured Adonia, a well-known Caribbean artist, to come perform for students. Students responded by flooding Rockwell Hall just to buy their tickets, which were on sale for only $1. As a result, CSO sold out their concert in less than 24 hours. During that week, the Caribbean Students Organization will be holding their spring week of events from April 16th to the 23rd. The concert will be held on Friday, April 21st. Doors open at 8:30 p.m. and the concert starts at 9 p.m. Coming up after this, Megan Michaels sits down with a contestant in their Mr. and Mrs. Mahogany pageant.
3, 2, 1, cue 'em, take camera 2.
You're watching the Buffalo Review TV, produced by Stripes Media. You can find out more about our show at our website, thebuffaloreview.wordpress.com, and we welcome your feedback. If you have a question, comment, or story idea, you can email us at thebuffaloreview@gmail.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Buffalo Review TV. I'm Megan Michelle, and I am pleased to be joined by one of the contestants for the African American Student Organization, Mr. and Mrs. Mahogany Annual Pageant. Thank you for joining us today, Aaron.
Thank you.
So, Aaron, I know that you are a freshman and that there's a pageant coming up. What brought you to want to be a part of the pageant this year?
Well, at first I was told to do it. It wasn't my initial intent to do it. So I went to the interest meeting. I was kind of interested, and then I was called to be a contestant, and I'm still in it.
So what's this year's theme for the pageant?
This year's theme is Egyptian gods and goddesses.
Okay, and how does that go about? Do you have different characters that you guys resemble, or?
Yes, for the 3 male contestants, we are split up by 3 gods, and for the same for the females.
Okay. What is the competition looking like this year? Do you think it's going to be really competitive? How do you feel about it?
I feel like the competition, I feel great. So, yeah, I feel great. I feel like I have a good chance.
Now, do you guys have coaches that are directed towards you to help you, prepare for this, or is it more or less independent?
I could say half and half. The people in charge of the event, they are also coaching us on the side. And also, like, our friends and people who are helping us in the show are also our coaches. So
now, when you guys prepare, obviously you probably don't see much of the other contestants and what they do, or do you have a kind of a sneak peek of an idea of what they're doing?
Not really. I can't see what the other males are doing. I can pretty much only see what the females are doing because we're not competing against each other. We're just.
So how many different parts are like components to the pageant itself?
What do you?
Like, are there different, are there questions and answers? What kind of scenes are there?
There's the 2 introduction scenes. There is the talent scene, creative scene, and then your formal scene.
What do you think is going to be the most challenging for you?
I would say my most challenging would be my talent scene. Oh, and also there's going to be a swimsuit scene.
Ooh. So everybody has to wear swim attire?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what, on an educational standpoint, what do you think can be taken away from this pageant itself for both the contestants and the audience?
I would say confidence and boldness and doing what you have to do to get done. Doing what you have to do to get done, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Okay.
The Mr. and Mrs. Mahogany pageant, does it stand for anything in particular? Is it more of based off of culture, or anybody really can run for it?
I believe anybody can really run for it, but if it is for culture, it would be really good for culture-wise. It would be really good culture-wise to do.
Your time commitment towards it, do you find yourself really having to commit a lot of your time to it?
Yes. I would say yes, a lot of my time is dedicated to it because if I'm in another org or I have another event going on, I still have to balance the 2. So, yeah, it's really...
What do you find yourself doing when practicing for the event?
I'm still practicing, so always practicing.
And you do different, like you practice for each talent, or scene, you do it like specifically at one time, or you do it like designate every night?
Well, the only thing I really practice for is the introduction scene. That's more in me and my partner, Tiffany, Young Riri. She's dancing with me for the introduction scene and also my talent scene.
So when you say your partner, the female and the male, so you guys are partnered up?
Yeah, partnered up for just the introduction scene.
Okay.
One of the introduction scenes.
Okay, cool. What are some challenges that you've faced thus far preparing for the pageant?
I would say my costume. My costume's taking a while to get here, but it should be here, so no worries. I'm not really...
Okay. What are some things you are looking forward to during the pageant?
I'm looking for the fun behind it and just the experience of being in the pageant. It's my first pageant I'm going to be in. I was going to be in Mr. Smooth in the beginning of the school year, but I never went through with that, so I'm kind of glad I'm in this one.
So going back to that, what do you think made you follow through with this pageant versus Mr. Smooth's pageant?
Well, Mr. Smooth, I was actually interested to doing it on my own. So being that I really wasn't going to do any events this semester, I was just kind of told to just go and see how it is. And then I liked the theme, and now I'm here.
So what kind of impact do you wish to leave amongst those who are watching? I know you said that confidence and such as that. So what is something that you wish that could benefit for them to be watching?
If you want to go for something that you're really passionate for, if you like want to strive to be great at something, I would say just go ahead and do it.
And is there anything that you think will hinder you from being successful? I know that you said in the beginning that you feel confident in the, you know, and how you're going to produce and stuff like that, but is there anything that you think is going to hinder you at all?
Just for my talent scene, I would just say my voice, because that's the only thing, that's really what I'm using for my talent scene is my voice. So if anything goes wrong from now to next Thursday, then I'm really...
So I do have to ask you something.
Yes.
So say your voice does not come to par of what you wish. How do you think you're going to handle that, being on stage in front of those people?
I'm probably just gonna have to try to freestyle, do something differently. Just, I don't know, let whatever my gut just tells me to do, just do.
And for the directors that are helping you out, have they given you any advice to get you through?
Yes, actually, yes, they have. With my talent scene, I have a friend that's helping me singing. They were saying don't let her overshadow you singing, because that's what the judges are looking at you for, not her. So that's pretty much.
Do you think that you have any characteristics that might, you know, conflict with how you see yourself? Like, would you say you're your own worst critic? Do you think that you're gonna, like, you know, maybe psych yourself out?
Yeah, I usually do that. I usually think the worst when it comes to stuff like this. Like, I usually don't perform by myself. I have stage fright sometimes, so that might be one of the components on why I get nervous or get scared. But I'm learning to overcome my nervousness and not really be scared, because I'm running the show right now, so.
Okay. So as a freshman, do you feel like it's a great opportunity for you to agree to do this? Has it allowed you to step out of your comfort zone in any way?
Yeah, actually, I think this is really going to help me step out of my comfort zone a lot more, because I'm the only freshman in the whole pageant doing it. So I don't really have anybody in my class that I'm competing against. I'm competing against all upperclassmen, so they have more of a leeway because they know more people, or they have more of a Buffalo State type mind. So.
Mm-hmm. And with that, being that I'm sure since you are a freshman, you kind of have close connections with the freshmen in your residence hall.
Yes.
So have you created relationships with those people, the individuals that you are competing against?
Yes, actually, I'll probably say not the male competitors, but the females. Like, I know them from fashion shows and stuff, so there's already a connection there.
Okay. And just another question. I know I asked you about the coaching aspect. Mm-hmm. Now, do each contestant, have a specific coach for each person, or is it designated to all around? It's just everybody's helping everyone?
I would kind of say everybody's helping everyone, but I think all the contestants, they have their own personal coach.
Okay. And what is some advice you would give someone who could be watching and wish to participate in a pageant one day?
Just don't let anything stop you from doing the pageant that you want to do. Like, if you're really interested in doing the pageant, you should go ahead and do it. Don't let anything stop you from
doing it.
Yeah.
And also, if it turns out that it's not something that if the results are something that you don't see, how do you think you're going to overcome that, and how are you going to represent yourself moving forward from it?
Well, even if I do lose or if I win, it's not going to really affect me, because I still had a great experience in it, and I can always do it again next year. There's always another pageant after another pageant after another pageant. So,
do you think Mr. and Mrs. Mahogany is only pageant that you're kind of directed towards, or do you think you'll go anywhere else?
I can probably do anything else, because if I've done this one, I can do another one. So.
Thank you. That's all that we have for today. Aaron, I would like to thank you again for taking the time out to speak with us. And we wish you the best of luck as you compete in this year's pageant.
Thank you.
Coming up next, Tiffany Channer will be sitting down with two of the organizers of Take Back the Night, Terry and Ethan Milton Pope. We will be right back after this.
3, 2, 1, cue 'em, take camera 2.
You're watching the Buffalo Review TV, produced by Stripes Media. You can find out more about our show at our website, thebuffaloreview.wordpress.com, and we welcome your feedback. If you have a question, comment, or story idea, you can email us at thebuffaloreview@gmail.com.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Buffalo Review TV. Hi, I'm Tiffany Channer. Today I'm excited to announce we have two guests who are part of Take Back the Night this past Monday. The event took place at Buffalo State College. Take Back the Night is an annual event which has been going on over 20 years here on campus. Thank you again for joining us today, Ethan and Terry. Let's start off with getting to know about our guests. So, for starters, what is your guys' major and current year here at Buffalo State?
My major is social work, and I'm a 5th-year senior.
Okay.
My major is chemistry, and I'm a junior.
Okay. I like that 5th-year senior. That's cool. Like, instead of saying super senior, 5th-year senior. I like that. Ethan, where are you from? Ethan, where are you from?
That's okay. I'm from the Bronx.
Bronx.
Yeah.
Boogie down Bronx. Terry, where are you from?
I'm originally from Brooklyn. I live in Queens.
I live in Queens. Okay. Which one you like better, Brooklyn or Queens?
Brooklyn.
Of course. Brooklyn, we go hard. Okay. So first, I'd like to start off with Ethan. How did you hear about Take Back the Night?
I worked with Paula Madrigal for a few times, and on top of that, last year I was supposed to perform. And things came up and I couldn't. So this year I knew I had to make it out and perform the piece I meant to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with your performance, I was there and I really liked your poem. Would you like to share with our audience, like, what made you write that poem and what was it about?
The poem was about a sexual assault which occurred close to me my freshman year. And close to me in the sense that the person was close to me who was the victim of the sexual assault. The poem itself really is, it's not much. It's just to offer a perspective that's not often talked about. I think a lot of the times it's victim and perpetrator. And there are a whole bunch of people surrounding that victim who, in a way, have to deal with their feelings surrounding it. That poem was more about my selfishness regarding the sexual assault. My first reaction was I wanted to know who. I wanted to exact revenge and all those things, and none of those things help her. None of those things would promote her benefit. So I wanted to point out the sort of selfishness that could sometimes bubble up surrounding a lot of these issues and stuff, and that's what the poem was for. Yeah.
Okay. I love the ending of your poem when you mentioned you wanted to know what the perpetrator name was. And then you said that she said no, and you knew that was a good answer because you know that you probably wouldn't be here today if you wanted to find.
Yeah.
Which that was like a cool, good ending spin-off. And then for you, Terry, I know that you were part of one of the organizers. What made you want to be involved with the project?
So I've been interning at Wildco Health Promotions for about a year now, and I've always seen Take Back the Night. I think that the initiative that they have is for a really good cause. So that was really why I wanted to work with Take Back the Night. And I've also done a lot of research papers in regards to sexual assault on college campuses. So I thought it was a good way to have the college be aware of what's going on.
Okay. So you guys told me what made you guys get involved with the event. So I would like to know, what does the message from Take Back the Night mean to you guys both? I'll start off with you, Ethan.
I think Take Back the Night is like, it's just about having a new way of looking at it. I think for years after certain experiences, people go on having this very negative and very very touchy night for them. Like this is that, or well, you know, obviously the connotation of night and those sort of occurrences, but you're taking back the night in the sense that you're taking it back so that it's not the worst thing in the world. You know, it's not something that cripples you every time. It's something that you can go on from and talk about and help others with and create something positive out of something that should have never occurred but was totally negative. I think that's what Take Back the Night really is all about, being open and honest with something that people work extremely hard to hide and shove away, whether perpetrator or victim. So.
And I think that Take Back the Night means for people that have been involved in situations like sexual assault, domestic violence, they get to finally open up about it if they know someone. They get to, you know, show that, as Ethan was saying, it's not all bad. I mean, it is a terrible thing that happened, but they get to let loose and release whatever they have built up inside of them.
Okay. One thing about the event, I was like, when I first heard Take Back the Night and I did my research, I was like, okay, so I thought the event would just be like awareness. I didn't know that it was going to be like performances and like victims actually sharing their poems and everything like that. Really like hit more like of a emotional connection with the victim, sort of say. And most times when you do hear about sexual awareness events, it's just speakers talking. But when you actually have people using their words and like poetry and like it just is more of an emotional connection. So I really did enjoy that. Mm-hmm. So especially your poem. That's why I had to make you come here. Okay, so with that being said, would you guys like advise like anybody like from the Buffalo State community to come to the event? Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I think regardless of whether or not you've been through it or not, I think those emotions and those thoughts surrounding it are something you should bask in, something you should participate in, so you know when situations around you occur, because sexual assault is not something that's going to stop in a night or a day or a month. You know, it's something that's going to continue to occur, and it may happen just around you. So I think events like that are important for awareness' sake too. Yeah.
Okay. And if an audience member would come, what would you want them to like get from the event? Like, what is the message that you want them to like get from the event so they could go home and like really sink it in and want to bring another person with them to the next event?
I think the message that I would want them to get is you have somebody there with you, because like you said, through the poetry you can see how much it touched people in the audience. Through performance, it really triggers something in people. So I think that it's better for people to feel like they're not alone. And then having all those resources there as well, so you could easily go to a table and say, you know, this is what's happened to me and this is what I want to talk about. So I think the main message is just to have people know that this is going on and know that they're not alone.
Okay, thank you. Any last comments?
No, I think you did a really good job.
Okay, so that's all the time we have left here today. I would like to thank you guys as well for dedicating your evening with us today. And you can find more about events happening on campus on the school website, buffalostate.edu. Thanks again.
The Buffalo Review TV, produced by Stripes Media. We welcome your feedback. If you have a question, comment, or story idea, you can email us at thebuffaloreview@gmail.com.